Hi everybody, welcome to my quick start beginner's guide to the Enlisted beta, which has just come out for Xbox Series S, Series X, PlayStation 5 and PC as well. And in this video I'm playing on the Xbox Series S. It's free to play, it's World War II based, so you should definitely check it out. However, it can be a little bit overwhelming at first, especially the progression system, because you're probably expecting a simple first-person shooter, which Enlisted is, but the engine room of the game is this progression system. So I'm going to kind of explain a little bit behind that first, and then we're going to go in and play the game and kind of talk about movement and the controls and the orders you can give. So Enlisted is a first-person shooter. However, it does have a very robust progression system based around different squads and the soldiers within those squads. The easiest way to think about this is, like in Call of Duty, as you level up your character, you unlock different weapons, don't you? And as you play with those weapons, you unlock different attachments. And similarly in Battlefield, when you first up on Battlefield, you've only got access to basic weapons and basic abilities. Say you're playing as a medic, assault, a sniper, that sort of thing. And then as you play, you can unlock better abilities, can't you? So you can unlock better weapons, you can unlock different attachments, you can unlock within Battlefield 1. I think within Battlefield 5 as well, you could unlock the ability to run faster and things like that. You can do just the same thing with Enlisted, and it's all based around the idea of squads. So what we have here is, this is my Axis faction, so this is the Germans within the Invasion of Normandy campaign, and as you can see at the moment I've got 4 squads, 3 infantry squads and a mechanized squad as well there. And then within each squad you'll have a number of soldiers depending on the type of squad it is, and what the progression of that squad is. And you can choose to take these squads into combat. So when you go into a campaign mission, whether that be invasion or conquest, as you unlock more squads, you can change different combinations of the squads that you have active to take them in. And you may well say, well, why would I want to do that? Well, you want to do that because as you play the campaign, as you play Enlisted, and you level up in the different campaigns, you unlock different squads and different vehicles, aeroplanes, that sort of thing. And what the squads have is they unlock different abilities for different types of soldiers. So, for example, when you unlock the 91st Infantry Division, you get the 191st Engineer Battalion, which unlocks the engineers, which have the ability to build defences. And if we go on a little bit further, you'll have, obviously, unlock weapons. We then have the 275th Pioneer Battalion, which you can unlock, which unlocks the Flame Trooper. So you should kind of get the idea now that, oh, right, okay, so when I want a Flame Trooper squad, I can then take out maybe the 894th Grenadier Regiment and put the Flame Trooper squad in. So you can mix and match the type of soldiers you're taking into a battle. And then within each squad, let's take this squad, let's take this squad, for example, is that the 344th Fusilier Battalion. We've only got 3 of us in this squad. As you can see, we have a sniper, and then we've got 2 troopers to go with him. But what we can do is, if we have a look at the first guy, so we look at Carlis, we can see he's got his weapon, his Kar 98. But as we play with this guy and we kill people or capture objectives, that sort of stuff, we can unlock more perks. And so the first perk is greater maximum jump height, 100% longer breath holding while aiming, very important for a sniper. And then the next ones, we can choose from these different perks as we play with the character, and as we can then unlock these perks to make him a better and a faster soldier. And we can do the same with the weapons as well. So as we're moving along, so you can level up, if you like, the soldier. But if we go into the upgrades as well, we can also level up the squad. So as we're playing, you can unlock things like more experience with the squad, another player in the squad. So then we can have a radio operator or an engineer. But more squad experience again. Then we could unlock another sniper slot for the squad. So you're making the squad a more effective fighting force as you play with it. And then we have personnel upgrades as well. So this means that within the squad, for example, you can unlock the ability for snipers to have sidearms. Now, all of this might seem a little bit complicated, but don't worry. As you play, what happens is you'll have these little icons that will appear by the soldiers, little green icons, which means that you think, I can do something with this soldier now. And so you'll click on it and you go, for example, to the perks, and you can unlock another perk. So as you can see, as you play the game, as you fight with certain squads and certain soldiers, they get more powerful, they progress. And then as you progress through the campaign, you can unlock even more powerful squads and bring them into play as well. Now, this is where it kind of gets a little bit complicated. At the moment in the beta on Enlisted, on console, we have access to 2 campaigns, the Invasion of Normandy and the Battle of Moscow. So we go over to the Battle of Moscow, we'll see I've got another group of German or Axis squads. And if we look at the Allies, these are all Russian guys now. So what this means is that within each campaign, you have separate squad and soldier progression. It's almost separate games, if you like. Because when we play Battlefield or Call of Duty, when you level up one soldier, you can use it all the way across the game, can't you? It doesn't matter which map you're playing, you can all use it. Well, not with Enlisted. The Battle of Moscow campaign, the German soldiers you develop here and you rank up here, you can't then take them to the Battle of Normandy, because their argument behind it is these guys are using era-specific weapons and era-specific uniforms, that sort of thing. So just bear that in mind as well. I guess the idea is that once you've leveled up, like your Invasion of Normandy army, and you're happy with it, you would then have a crack at the invasion of Moscow. And it also means that when more campaigns are released, you'll then be like, right, okay, I now need to presumably we'll have the fight for France, or I think in the alpha or the closed beta they did the fall of Berlin. So you'll have a different set of soldiers, different set of squads, which you will then start progressing. Now, you may well be thinking, well, wait a minute. Does this mean that, I've got to buy the battle pass to, unlock more, unlock tokens and things like that? Does this mean I have to buy a premium pass so that I can, get 100% more XP? The answer to that is no, you don't. Because even this basic trooper here with the Kar 98 rifle, because there is a one-shot kill to the head and I think the upper chest with these guns, even the most basic trooper with the most basic weapon in the most basic squad can be a very effective soldier on the battlefield. They can. So don't worry about that. You don't have to buy the season pass and the premium pass in order to progress. Now, if you want to progress more quickly, through the campaign and you want to unlock all this stuff, you're going to have, you might want to invest in the season pass or a premium account, so you can level up. But to enjoy the first-person shooter side of this game, you don't need that. Now, while we're here, actually, let's have a look up here in the top right corner. So as you play the game and as you kill soldiers, as you get objectives and complete games, you get orders for weaponry and orders for troops, these little tokens. And then if you go to the logistics tab, we can then go in here and we can ask for reinforcements. Obviously, if you unlock a slot in your squad, you're going to want someone to go into that squad, aren't you? Also, if you put people into the academy, which I'm not really going to cover in this video, but you send soldiers off to the academy, you're going to want to replace them as well, and then you can level other people up that way. Now, one final thing I'll talk about before we actually go into a game is the vehicles, just in case we don't get a chance to play a vehicle in the game. And what this is, when you spawn in as a vehicle and you choose the vehicle squad, it can be very confusing about how you drive these vehicles, about the tanks and the armoured cars and the guns and things. What you need to remember is that your squad is in the vehicle, so you'll probably have a commander, a gunner and a driver, and you control them on your D-pad. I think it's right on the D-pad for the driver, up on the D-pad for the gunner, and down on the D-pad for the commander. When you're moving the vehicle around, press right on the D-pad and play as the driver. So you drive the tank to where you want it to be, and then you change over to the gunner. And unfortunately, they use the system of the mouse pointer controlled by your stick for aiming, which is a bit of a pain. But then you fire your gun, fire the machine gun. When you want to move the vehicle again, switch back to the driver, because if you try and drive as the gunner, it gets very, very confusing indeed. Right, so now the other thing you want to do is, I highly recommend you do the tutorial. That will help you with basic movement, which is very similar to Battlefield and Call of Duty. But with that, what I said about the driving the vehicles, you can practice that. So remember, practice drive around the vehicle as the driver, and when you want to shoot, swap to the gunner, or sometimes the commander as well, depending on the vehicle that way. So let's dive into a game, and let's talk about some of the basic controls you can have. Now, all of the things you've learnt from Battlefield and Call of Duty, they all apply here. So things like flanking, centering your targets, knowing the map so you know where the enemies are going to be coming from. That's all important, so you know which direction you should be facing. And we also now have the added bonus, I guess, of going into battle with our squad mates, which in effect are a group of mobile spawn points, if you like, that follow us around. So when our character dies, if members of our squad are still alive, you'll switch to one of them, or we can switch while we're playing. So here we go. So we can choose which squad we want to spawn in as. So let's have a look, see what we got. So let's spawn in as this squad, because we've got the scope guy. So let's just spawn in. Right. Let's get out of this house. Here we go. Right. Let's go over into this quiet field. And what you should be able to see in the mini-map in the bottom left-hand corner, there's me. And you should be able to see, hopefully, if they follow me, my buddies. Or are they staying inside the house? Come on, fellas. Follow me out. Here they come. Well done. Well done. Well done, fellas. And you can give these guys basic commands. So if we press and hold up on the D-pad, we can tap up on the D-pad again. Follow me. Follow me. Yes, come on then. Follow me. Here they come. And they'll kind of follow what you're doing as well. Lie down when you need to lie down, that sort of stuff. And we can also have a wide formation, a standard formation, that sort of stuff. Now, if you want to swap between our guys, press and hold right on the D-pad, and we swap between them, which is pretty cool. So if you get shot and need to start taking a first aid, if you press and hold right, that will swap to the next nearest character in your squad, and they will automatically start using the first aid. So you can take out whatever threat there is, and then swap back to the character you want to be. All the controls are on the right hand side as well. So as you can see, right on the D-pad, we get our knife out. If we press top left shoulder button, we get our grenade out. Press Y on the Xbox to change back to our rifle. Let's swap back to our sniper. When we're aiming down scope, if we press and hold in the left stick, we hold our breath. And there we go. And now we can sort of dive off. Now, if we look at the mini-map, you can kind of just about see in the top left-hand corner, that's the control points. We've got A and we've got B. So I would recommend, if you're playing as a sniper, for example, you want to go wide. You want to go to the flanks so that you can then shoot in from the flank, because remember, people always get very objective blind. All they're doing is looking towards the objective. Can hear some armor. Okay, so we know they're going to be off in this direction now. So if we carefully creep in. Okay, looks like we're going to have to go in ourselves. So we get that inside. So we swap to our next guy. Right, so the whole squad's dead now. So now we spawn in... Oh no, we can still get to this guy. Right, they're all dead now. Unfortunately, we can't spawn in as the tank, because people are already there. But we could choose to spawn in as one of the other squads, so... You can spawn in. Other things you can do is if you aim down side and press up, you can tag areas. So there's enemies here. And I didn't really get a chance to show you before, but if you press down on your D-pad, that's when you can apply the medkit. And that really is it. That is a basic introduction to Enlisted. Again, what we're playing here is like, it's kind of a conquest type. Sorry, this is invasion, assault. So we've got to capture the 2 points or defend them, and then the map would move. Or you have conquest, which is basically domination with 3 flags. Or you have invasion, which is again another variation on this. It's all objective based. It's all good fun, and the more you play, the more you will get used to the movement mechanics, and I think get to quite like this game. So there we go. Hopefully you found that useful. If you have, hit the like button. If you want to see more of the same, press subscribe. And I will, of course, see you again soon.